So I recently gave a lesson to Daniel, one of our online students, 68 years old. He just recently retired from teaching and he was missing putts to the right. Here's what I told him. I gotta tell you, his putting improved immediately. Here's what we talked about. See, the thing is when it comes to putting is a lot about touch and it's a lot about feel. And the trail hand, generally speaking, is the dominant hand. I'm a right-handed golfer. When I go to throw a ball, I throw it with my right hand. I go to write a letter or sign a check, sign a lot of checks. I do it with my right hand. So the right hand, or the trail hand as we call it, is the key thing when it comes to great putting. What Daniel was struggling with was he was missing putts to the right. So the first tip that I gave him, and I got one tip here at the end that's actually a drill that I gave one of my tour professionals that I'll talk about here a little bit later. But the first thing that I told Daniel is, let's work with the trail finger, so my index finger. Now some of you might putt like this. Have you ever seen somebody where when they grip the putter, their trail finger, their index finger is all the way down the shaft? Okay, looks something like that. Okay, my main man Nick, make sure Nick is zooming in on that. Nick, give him a thumbs up, come on. Nick gives us a thumbs up, you gotta give us a thumbs up, and also be sure to tell us where you're from. We love hearing where you're from. So I told Daniel, I said, all right, Daniel, here's what I want you to do. You're missing putts to the right. For a right-handed golfer, you're pushing them. Take your trail finger and just go ahead and put it down the shaft, all right? And I want you to hit some putts, Daniel, and what I want you to do is I want you to feel like your trail finger points to the left of the cup when you finish. So it looks like that, all right? So it's here, and then it's there. Now let me go ahead and just hit a putt. So I got the trail finger down, then I'm gonna talk to you about why this works, okay, and the other couple tips that I gave him. So here we go. Trail finger is gonna point to the left of the cup, and as you can guess, where'd the ball finish? To the left of the cup, right? Because I want him to feel, I wanted Daniel to feel what it was like to deliver a club face that was actually slightly closed, because his tendency was for the club face to be slightly open. And that's one of the things that you want to do when you're working on your game. You want to try to feel the opposite. So if you're missing to the right, how do I get a golfer to miss to the left so that they can feel the difference and then hopefully get back to the middle? So I said, okay, Daniel, here's what I want you to do this time. I want the trail finger, when you're done, to point right at the cup, at the center of the cup. So once again, he got set in, moved the trail finger down, and then this time I said point it at the cup. Boom. Nick, did you get that, my man? Nick got that. That was the first take. That was the first take, my friends. So the second thing that I told Daniel is I said, we got to work on your touch and feel. Now remember, Daniel's 68. He loves golf, okay, just like you do. And he wants to be able to roll the ball the right distance to have good touch and feel. Now, good touch and feel comes from literally feeling it in the dominant hand. When we go to throw a ball, we just pick up a ball and we throw it, right? If I wanted to throw a ball to Nick, I would pick it up, I'd just naturally throw it to him. So the same concept can be applied to when we putt. So the suggestion that I gave Daniel is I said, go to the practice green like we're at here today. Got a beautiful day here in the Midwest. And I said, I want you to just hit some putts or roll some putts. I love the word roll some putts versus hit some putts, all right? And I said, just roll some putts with holding the putter with your trail hand only, and just, you know, you can putt towards the cup, but just feel the swing and feel the flow of the putter. If you're struggling with distance control, lots of times it's because there's a lot of tension in the forearms or the hands. But when you hold the putter in your trail hand only and you just let it swing, you'll naturally notice that your rhythm, your touch, your cadence, your feel will improve. It's actually one of the reasons why I also like a little bit longer putters. With the G-Track, as you can see, it's a little bit longer than normal. Definitely has a longer grip on it because that allows golfers to grip it in different locations, and by where you grip it, you will drastically impact the touch and the feel that you have. So Daniel, 58, we said, hey, let's go to the putting green, hit some putts with your trail hand only, and boom, his touch and feel improved. I also promised you that I would give you a drill. Now this is a drill I gave to a tour professional. And this professional, obviously, if you're a professional, all right, and you're watching this video, thank you, all right? But if you're not, if you're like most of us mere mortals who are just trying to get better at this game, this golfer was missing putts to the right also, but they of course have great touch, they of course have great feel, and they can get the putter face back to a square position, but what they were struggling with, causing them to miss putts to the right for a right-handed golfer, is what we call the cadence between the chest and the arms. Okay, so bear with me now. This is gonna take a little explaining, but it's gonna be really beneficial at the end. When we move in any shot in golf, from a driver swing to a putter, there's a cadence or rhythm or sequence between the body and the arms. The body can go at one rate, okay, my body, see how my body's turning, but my arms aren't moving or swinging. Or my arms can be moving, but my chest is not moving. See the difference? Body moving, arm not. Arm moving, chest not. So this particular tour professional was moving the chest too quick, so their cadence and their rhythm was off. The chest was opening up too early relative to the arms. So what I had them do is grip the club, putter in their trail hand, and I said, keep your chest perfectly still and let your arm cross your chest. See that? My arm crosses my chest. Now when my arm crosses past my chest, that naturally closes the club face. So let me go ahead and do it again. Here we go. I'm in there. I let my arms pass, and naturally that ball is going to finish to the left of the cup because my arms are out racing my chest. So now that we've fixed Daniel's putting, check out my next video where I talk about the 5 most common reasons people miss putts.